Hey, I'm Danica, and this is Yoga with Danica. Today's practice is yoga for your hips and upper back. You'll need 2 yoga blocks. Make your way onto your mat and let's get started. Let's begin today seated on our heels, and if that's not comfortable for whatever reason, you can take a block and place it underneath of your sitting bones and sit like that. You're also welcome to do this first part seated in a chair. And then once you make your way there, just take a deep breath in. Exhale, side out. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head. Palms connect as you exhale, draw them down in front of the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up again. Palms connect as you exhale, draw them down in front of the heart. Bring your arms out in front of you, parallel to the ground. We're going to swing the right arm underneath the left and then bend the elbows. You can bring the backs of the hands together, or you can bring the palms of the hands together so they're in this swirly shape. And then draw the elbows up so they're in line with your nose. And then try to anchor the tailbone down and grow the crown of the head long towards the sky. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the elbows up towards the sky and lean back. The arc is coming from right behind the heart. Inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to curl in, bringing the elbows in towards the navel, letting the upper back round. And then we'll pause here, take a deep breath in and out. And then again, inhaling the elbows up towards the sky, lean back, look up. Exhale, curl in, elbows towards the navel, upper back rounds, pausing to take a deep breath into that upper back space. And slowly exhale. And then inhale your way back up, elbows towards the sky, look up, lean back. And then exhale, rounding the spine, elbows come towards the navel. Next inhale, coming back up, elbows lift, gaze lifts up. Exhale, round it in. And then inhale, coming back up to a neutral spine. And then we're going to wrap our arms around like we're giving ourselves a hug. And then take this left hand and just place it on top of your left shoulder, just there for stability to hold this left arm up. I'm all confused. And we're going to take our fingertips and walk them as far towards the back as we can and just start to massage maybe underneath the shoulder blade, the tops of the shoulder and the right side of the neck. Just take a few breaths here to massage into any places that you feel discomfort. And then just take note of the last time you did this for yourself. Because I know when I was creating this sequence, I was like, I don't remember the last time I've given myself a massage. And even just taking 2 minutes to do this, I could feel a difference afterwards. It's just worth noting. Take one more deep breath in. And a slow breath out. And then you'll release the hug and open your arms out wide. Anchor the tailbone long. And then arc the upper back again. Lean back, look up. Take your arms as far back in space as you can. And on your next exhale, bring the palms to touch in front of the heart. Inhale, reach the arms out wide, up over the head. And exhale, draw them down in front of the heart. Bring the arms back out in front of you, parallel. This time, swinging the left arm underneath the right. Bring the backs of the hands together or the palms together. Lift the elbows up so they're in line with your nose. And then again, we're going to anchor the tailbone down, lengthen the spine. On your inhale, you're going to begin to lean back from the upper back, looking up as your elbows lift. And then exhale, round it all in, elbows towards the navel. Pause here, take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, lifts it back up. And the exhale will round the spine again, pausing for that one deep breath in and out. Inhale lifts you back up, and then we'll just do 2 rounds of flowing through with the breath. Inhale lifts up, and exhale rounds you in. Inhale lifts you up. Exhale rounds you in. And then your next inhale will lift you back to neutral, giving yourself a hug opposite side. This time your left arm will rest on your right shoulder, and then walk your right fingertips in so you can maybe massage underneath that left shoulder blade or the top of the left shoulder, the neck, the back of the neck, whatever you can reach. And really pressing the fingers down into the connective tissue of the body. Keep breathing. Intentionally breathing. Last deep breath in and out. And then we'll undo the hug, reach the arms out wide. Take the arms as far back in space as you can, and then lean back, look up. Exhale, bring the hands to touch in front of the heart. We're going to roll over off of the shins now. And you can take a couple of seconds just to lubricate those ankle joints if you're like me and you need them. And then I'm going to grab a hold of my 2 blocks. You can also do this without blocks. And I'm going to set them up a little bit further away from my body and further away from each other. So I'm going to make my way into a child's pose. And I want my elbows to rest on the blocks. So I can bring my palms to touch here and then let my head come through my arms towards the ground. Let my heart melt towards the ground. And then I can take those palms and place them on the back of my head or neck. I can leave them up, or if this isn't comfortable, I'm going to extend so just my forearms are resting on the blocks. And just take about 3 or 4 breaths here. And trying anytime you can remember to intentionally send your breath where you feel you need it the most, wherever you're feeling the most sensation in your body. Last breath here. And then we'll inhale our way back up onto hands and knees. I'm going to use my blocks for a cat-cow pose because I think it's cool. It gives you a little bit more space than you usually have with a cat and cow. You can use them on any height that you want. And then just begin to reach the heart forward and through the arms as the crown of the head and the tailbone lifts towards the sky. And as you exhale, rounding the spine, let the tailbone and crown of the head point towards the floor. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more rounds. Last one. And then we'll inhale our way back down into that cow pose. And we're gonna stay in our cow pose, but twist so that we're getting a side body stretch. So our hips are moving towards the left and the crown of the head is moving towards the left. And then breathe into the right side of the body and try to lengthen the belly too, so you can breathe into the right side of the belly. Exhale, come back to center. And then go the opposite direction. Try to breathe into the left side of the body and the left side of the belly. And then come on back to center. Neutral spine. You can have your blocks if you want them or not. We're going to come forward into a lizard lunge. So bringing the right foot to the very right side of the mat and both hands are on the inside of the leg. And then we're going to shift our weight forward and down, coming into this difficult lunge. So try to unclench your jaw here and find what feels comfortable for you. So you can have your knee sort of in tight towards the body in a traditional lunge type way, or you can let your knee bow out towards the right, getting a little bit more in the inner thighs and hip area. So do what feels good for you right now. And we're going to be here for about 4 breaths. So you can close your eyes or not and just focus in on that breath and try to maintain softness in the face, especially in the jaw. You're doing great. 2 more breaths. So we're going to start to shift our weight back slowly towards that left knee, straightening the front leg. And then both blocks are going to frame that front leg. Extending it long, and then place the right sole of the foot on the floor. Slide the right hip back so it's in line with the left hip, and then reach the heart forward. And you can fold to whatever degree feels good for you, but really focusing on lengthening that leg so you can feel the stretch in the outer hips here. Keep sliding that right hip back so it's in line with the left. You can probably feel more sensation when you do that as well. Take one more deep breath in. Send that breath all the way down to your toes. And then we're going to slowly start to make our way back into that lunge, but it's more of a traditional tighter lunge. Back toes are curled under. Press down through the front foot and then begin to lift yourself up, bringing the arms parallel. We're going to swing the right arm underneath the left again, backs of the hands together or the palms together. Sink down in the hips, and then as you inhale, reach the elbows up, look up, lean back. Breathe. On your next inhale, release. Inhale, reach up, lift up. And then exhale, float the hands down. Slide that front foot back to meet the back foot. And then again with the blocks, inhaling into cat or cow pose. Exhaling into cat pose. Few rounds, just neutralizing the spine here. Neutral spine. Other side. Bring the left foot out to the very left side of the mat, both hands to the inside of the foot. And then we're going to sink down into our lizard lunge. Hands do not have to be on blocks, they can be on the floor if you're very flexible. So you can bring that knee in tight towards the body again, or you can let it bow out a little bit more. And since both sides of our body are very different from each other from day to day, this side does not need to look like the other side. Do what feels good in your body right now. Just take 2 more breaths and try to really fill up your body. Relax your face, relax your jaw. And then we'll begin to shift our weight back. And then take the blocks to frame the front foot. And then place the whole sole of the left foot on the ground, sliding the left hip back so it's in line with the right hip. So left hip comes back, right hip moves forward. And then extend the spine, lifting up and out of the hips. Reach the heart forward. And breathe. See if you can extend the neck long too, so you're not shrugging your shoulders towards your ears. Give the neck some space. Breathing into the upper back. Maybe bringing that breath all the way down into the belly. Keep sliding the left hip back. 1 more deep breath in and out. And then we'll make our way forward back into that lunge a little bit closer together. So set yourself up really well here. And then when you feel ready, lifting up, bringing the hands out in front of you parallel to the ground. We're going to swing the left arm underneath the right, backs of the palms together or the palms together, backs of the hands together or the palms together. Sink down into the hips. And then anchor the tailbone down. Inhale as you lift your gaze, lift your heart, lean back, look up, breathe. Next inhale, reach the arms out wide up over the head. And then exhale, float the hands down. Bring them to the blocks. We're going to lift up off of the back knee and then begin to make our way forward into a standing forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. And then we're just going to begin to bend the toes so that we can give our ankle joint some mobility. We're going to just rotate, switching back and forth, lifting our heels off the ground. Bending the toes or lifting the heels, whatever way makes sense in your mind. And then placing the feet back on the ground as you exhale, folding forward, let the weight of the head hang and breathe into that space in the upper back. One more deep breath. Inhale, lift up halfway again. So I'm bringing my blocks on the highest height, but you can take them whatever height you want. We're going to send the left foot back, coming into a pyramid pose. So it's not going back very far. It's only going back as far as it needs to so that your whole sole of your left foot can be flat on the ground. So it's out at a 45-degree angle, the back foot, and the front foot is facing forward. And then bring those hips in alignment with each other. So you might need to drop the left hip down a little bit. And then reach the heart forward, lengthen the spine, and fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. 2 more times. Inhaling lifts you up. And the exhale folds you forward. Inhale, lift up, pause. So slide those hips back in alignment in case they've got a mind of their own. And lengthen that spine a lot. We're going to shift our weight into our left hand and bring the right hand to the low back. We want to try to keep this part stable and level as we begin to twist to the right. So keep sending that right hip back, left hip forward, reaching the spine long, and then rotating the heart to the right. Lean the head back so it's in line with the shoulders. Take 1 deep breath here. Exhale, unwind. We're going to walk our blocks to the long edge of the mat, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So you can heel-toe your feet a little bit wider. And then just allow the body to fold down the center. Let the weight of the head hang. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up. Bring the blocks. We're going to walk them over to the opposite side of the mat to frame the left foot this time. You can place them on any height that you want, and then take a second to set your legs up. So make sure that your legs are on their own side of the mat. Your back foot is at a 45-degree angle. The front foot is pointing straight forward. And then we're going to lift up, lengthen the spine, slide the left hip back. Your right hip might need to move down towards the mat a little bit, if that makes sense, so your low back is level to the ground. And then when you feel ready, you're going to pulse with the breath. As you exhale, you'll fold forward. Inhale will lift you up. Really working on extending up and out of the hips here. Keep sliding that left hip back just a little tiny bit. Try not to lock the knee joints. So much to do in this one little pose. Last forward fold. And as you inhale, lengthen. Bring the left hand to the low back, right hand on the block. And then do what you need to do so that your low back feels steady and level towards the ground. The spine feels really long as you begin to rotate the heart towards the left, and then lean the head back so it's in line with the upper back. Breathe. Keep sliding that left hip back. Last deep breath in. You'll exhale, unwind slowly, walk the blocks back towards the long edge of the mat, coming back into a wide-legged stance. And then we're going to bring the heels in, toes are going to point out, bend the knees, bring the hands onto the knees. Let your hips sink down, and then just shift your weight from side to side. Coming back towards center, staying down in this little half goddess pose. We're gonna drop the right shoulder in towards the center, keep pressing the knees back, lengthening the spine, looking over the left shoulder. Breathe into the space underneath the shoulder blades and try to fill up the space in the upper back. Last breath. Inhale, center. Deep breath in. Exhale, left shoulder towards the center, looking over the right. And breathe. Last one. Coming back to the center, straighten the legs, begin to fold forward. As you bring the toes back in, the heels are slightly out, so it's a slight pigeon toe thing going on. And then let your body fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, and fold. You can bring the palms to the low back, or you can interlace the fingers, keep them on the low back, or lift them up over the head. Try to let the weight of the head hang here. Try to not really be engaged in the neck if your hands are up over your head. Draw the low belly in and up. Stay rooted through the feet. Take 2 more breaths. Very gently and slowly release the hands down. Bring them to the blocks. Inhale, lift up halfway. We're going to shift our weight into our right hand. Bring the left hand to the low back again, so this stays level. Lengthen the spine, and then twist to the left. Keep shifting the hips towards the right just a bit so that the twist is coming completely in the upper back alone. Lean the head back. Breathe. Exhale, unwind. Fold. Inhale, lift. Left hand on the block, right hand to the low back. Try to steady that out a little bit. Lengthen the spine a lot, and then rotate to the right. You might need to bring the left hip a little bit further towards the left to even it out, and making sure that that twist is coming from the upper thoracic spine. And then exhale, unwind. And then take whatever version of a forward fold you want with your arms for 3 breaths. Making sure the weight of the head is heavy. You're drawing the lower belly in and up just to create a little bit more space in the low back. Firmly rooted in the feet. Take your last deep breath and try to fill up the space in the back of your body. And then you'll slowly start to heel toe the feet in towards the body or towards the center. And then we're going to come down into a little crouch. You can walk the hands forward. You can bring the knees out wide, sort of like we do when we're in our child's pose. And then we'll gracefully make our way into a seat. Graceful is a relative term. So finding an easy seat, cross-legged seat, really nice, long, tall spine, rooting the tailbone down, growing the crown of the head tall towards the sky. We're going to bring the right hand to the left knee, left fingertips back behind you. Lengthen the spine first. And then just like we were doing the whole class, the hip points are going to face forward, staying in line with each other, and just twisting the upper back, maybe looking back over that left shoulder. Slide the ears back a bit so they feel like they're stacked right on top of the shoulders. And breathe. Keep anchoring that tailbone down. On your next inhale, unwind, come back to center. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. Left fingertips to the right knee, right fingertips back behind you. Lengthen first. Keep the hip points pointing straight ahead. And then just twisting the upper back, the thoracic spine. And maybe looking back over the right shoulder. Anchor the tailbone, lift the crown of the head. Last deep breath in and out. And then when you're ready, making your way back to center. Just taking a couple of head circles very slowly, very gently. Like very slowly. Like take your time. And then reversing directions when you feel ready. And then coming back to center. One more time, giving yourself a hug. This time with both hands, just massaging whatever you see, whatever you find. And when you're ready, inhale, reach the arms up. Palms connect overhead. Exhale, draw it down in front of the heart. Thank you so much for showing up and sharing your practice with me. It means so much to me. I hope you have a beautiful day. See you next time. Namaste.